We've experienced many highs and lows, made some new connections, and unfortunately lost some as well. Let this Christmas season remind us of what is really important, being here to celebrate with our loved ones, whether in a big or small way. This is Relisa, and I'm wishing everyone a safe and blessed Christmas season.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And like the drunk feeling from the night before, we are back.
The drunk feeling?
You ever still drunk?
No comment.
But the time is now 7:45 and we're back this morning with Activated Mornings. Usually this is Cian Marshall's commentary spot. But Cian is probably on a beach somewhere, feet up, drinking a margarita. Who knows? Oh, he's probably, in the cold, probably at the Eiffel Tower. Who knows? But good morning to you, wherever you are, Cian. This morning, we're talking Parliament yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, the PM said something very interesting that I hope doesn't get dismissed in the nonsense. Usually in Parliament, a lot of information comes out, but when they start arguing, that becomes a story. But we have to discuss first that he said this year, 13 people were arrested for murders committed, while 18 were arrested on suspicion but not charged. I'm reading from Eyewitness News, and there's a quote: sometimes the police may have a knowledge that a particular person is guilty, but may not have credible, admissible evidence to bring a charge because you need to have credible evidence which is admissible. For 2023, forensic reports are pending in 7 of these matters, in addition to 6 for ballistic reports. He said that every country in the world needs to have cooperation on matters criminal, and that is why St. Vincent and the Grenadines is part of the Regional Security System, the RSS, and CARICOM Implementation Agency for Crime and Security, among others, Interpol. But St. Vincent and the Grenadines, with the support of other agencies, including the intelligence agencies, as Assistant Commissioner Bailey pointed out recently, are at the place to handle what comes to the police. But clearly, you cannot avoid your family responsibility in taking care of a child, for instance, up to the age of 14, and then when he becomes, quote-unquote, uncontrollable, say, that ain't my problem. No, that's Ralph's problem. While it's all of our challenge, the Prime Minister said, telling lawmakers, and we must address these matters intelligently without any kind of political grandstanding. Now, this was in response to a question posed to him from opposition lawmaker Fitz Bramble, and he told investigators that they're waiting forensic and ballistic reports in connection with a number of killings over the last 2 years. If there were 52 murders, do you think 13 arrested and charged and 18 arrested and released is enough?
So, correction. There were 52 homicides, 48 murders, because 4 of those were at the hands of the police.
Hey, sorry, I always feel funny about that description. I could never make peace with the fact that because the police kill somebody, it is not that.
It's not murder?
Yeah. That is something that never, ever stood well with me.
Murder is with intent. If it is a case where you're trying to calm the individual down or self-defense, it's ruled as manslaughter. I feel like the police
supposed to be trained in a way to de-escalate a situation. I feel like in cases where police kill people, here at least, and this is my personal opinion, that it doesn't have to get to that point. But, and I'm going to take away from the topic. Please continue.
So, let's say of the 48, because I'm not counting in the 4 that make up the total homicide figure.
Mm-hmm.
13 arrests. So 48 minus 13, that's 35. And of those 35, 18, which is a roughly just a little over half, people have been picked up. But they say they have 18 people, not 18 murder cases. So that 18 might very well be less than, if you understand, I might pick up 2 people for 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So plus or minus, or more than likely
Yeah,
the
it could
same
be.
or minus.
It could also be 13. It duplicate as well.
All of that.
Yeah.
But I think all in all, it ain't looking too good. To have so many outstanding cases. Let me take the call right now. Hello, good morning.
Good night, everybody. I just want to just...
Good night. Good morning.
Good
Mr.
morning.
Hamilton.
Yes. Greetings, my sister. How are you?
Oh gosh, season's greetings, sir.
I just want to let you all know that, that if anybody seem like if I was very hostile to... If Christal come here, I will hug you. If you need water, I'll give it to you. I love you. One of the most talented person. All I just want you to know that I care about the public. That's why you're here. I speak. If I didn't care about the public, I would have like a job with $5,000. And so I wish him well for you and all of the others in that, and we continue to understand. I just want to just respond to what the guy is saying there. And my brother, I feel very good about you because I'm very knowledgeable. Knowledgeable, not that I'm boasting about it. I read a lot. So I'm following crime across the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And we are now literally 7th for crime per capita in the Caribbean, and it's wrong. We shouldn't be in this position. We see Grenada, we see Dominica. I know St. Lucia, they're fighting. They have over 60-something murders, but they have a particular problem. But they've reached out. But what I want to respond to the guy, I want to thank you very much for what you said about when the police hurt people. And I was down the road, and a mother, I ain't gonna call her name. She said, my son just told me we shot a guy in Chateau Lane. She said the guy went us up in the mountain, basically with a cutlass. And she said that eventually the police was firing bullets indiscriminately. I didn't just call on the radio. I called the police. I reported the problem. I asked them for some level of explanation. A guy had a cutlass and the police shooting like crazy. Eventually, another police, what the mother is saying to me, got shot, crossfire from their own police. And could you imagine if somebody up in that mountain, what could have happened? Eventually, the guy bring the guy dead. What kind of a behavior is that? I'm not talking politics. I'm talking it is wrong. Those officers need to be arrested. And they've been doing this thing, and because why? Because ULP and my brother made it in a party. If it was my son as a commissioner or my son as the prime minister and he didn't fix this problem, the police literally have been arresting people, including me. All because I said, the vaccine need to be examined more. It's like an experiment. Don't take it, people, unless we have stats. I got the stats very early. And I was taken down to the barracks. When I went down there, the officer Boyens, I'm going to call his name, was very, very kind to me. In fact, the officers, generally they were very, even the police who came here, going down, they were very receptive to me because I've been saying don't give them no vaccine because you don't hurt them. When I'm down there, about minutes to 10, my brother, everything happened eventually. A young officer, I go down minutes to 10, 12 o'clock, still down there, waiting for a deputy commissioner to tell me why he brought me down there. Minutes to 12, a young officer say, hey, we have some bad news for you. You have to sleep off. They put me in a cell, my brother, 4 times in my life. I'm a criminal. Gone in a cell with another man, like maybe under the influence of marijuana or something. The man said, kill people and take, and another one was very calm. About 5 minutes after God heard my prayer, he took me, the officers, the young lady comes in, let the man out today. Went back to Officer Boyne. Officer Boyne, you remember, said, I told you that when I come here, you don't have to worry about nobody killing you and hurting you. I will look after you and make sure the rules are followed. He said, I call the deputy and tell him, no, we cannot put you in a cell. There's no reason to hold you. Didn't commit any crime. He called the driver and they sent me back home. I reached home minutes to 1. I am saying this to say, my brother, we must not defend the police. They have done a lot of wrong, including the commissioner and the senior officers, and in terms of people's lives. It's a murder just as much. It's a homicide just as much. But let me say one thing about homicide. Homicide doesn't mean that is the situation, because we had a professor that came here, and the professor said 2018 we had a very chronic stage. Not one of the recommendations, 15 I'm going to send a document to you, was carried out by the police. All they do is marching and playing politics with people's lives. I say again for Christmas means truth. Christmas means that what that young boy said in that studio, holding police so comes, they're there to look after us and love us. One good note on Christmas. I received, I ain't going to call his name, a little ham from a police officer. I ain't going to call his name. And I believe that officers come to understand how much I love the police, how much I love my country, how much, people like you all in the studio have been here with the public. And I want to thank that officer. I'm not going to call his name because I'm going to fire him. I thank you very much, my brother, for that little ham. Because right now I'm suffering. I'm suffering because I love my country. I love you all very much. I love the station. I love Jules. I beg you all, let people speak the truth. Do not deceive the public. Tell them the truth and God will set us free. I love you all very much, my brother and sister. God bless you all very much.
God bless you.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you for your contribution.
So
wonderful.
yeah, that was a mouthful, right? But while he's talking, I remembered something that I saw happen. And before, we have another call.
You're rolling, man. You're rolling.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Hamilton just forced me to call there. Let me ask you all a question. Do you know who is the president of the Caribbean Court of Justice?
Vincent Chan?
No, what's his name? That's important.
The name. Oh, jeez.
All right, okay.
We're getting it.
That.
Adrian Saunders.
Justice Adrian Saunders, yeah.
Right, Adrian Saunders. Right? Adrian Saunders and I go back a long time. Boy, this country, as Abby just said, a lot of hanky-panky goes on here. When they Robert speak, I speak my mind. Who vexed me? Who is Labour? Who is NDP? I don't give a damn. We all have our democratic right. We vote for who we want to vote for. Adrian Saunders came back here some time ago on holiday as the president of the Caribbean Court of Justice. When he ran into me, he said to me, boy, what's going on here? I wearing a shirt, me studying color. And people start harassing me. People start saying things about me wearing this particular. I can't remember if it was red or yellow. Right? So if you're attacking, or if you make whether attacking or making fun of our esteemed, and I use the word esteemed, president of the Caribbean Court of Justice, what do you expect? No respect? You making fun of the CCJ president, Lord have his mercy. I know how the whole country run, Hello?
Saunders.
I know how. What are you saying?
Go ahead, continue. I thought you were looking for his name again.
Yeah. No, Adrian Saunders. All I'm saying, a lot of hanky-panky goes on here. I heard you all mention about the case with that guy who got shot, and nothing came out of it as far as I'm concerned. But that is a matter that could come up again if the government change. And people must look at these things. The rape of that police officer, that will come up again. That can come up again if the government change. You all remember what I did, Robertson. I'm alone say that anyhow. So these things don't. There's certain matters that can come back to the court, right? Not so long ago, I heard a woman did some crime in America. What happened to my voice? Yeah, did some crime in America. Left America for how much years? She landed in Miami. FBI, whoever, were there to arrested her. Those things don't happen in St. Vincent and Grenadines. You do things, you can do anything and get away with it. Except if you're not in the right company. We must understand this. If I vote for Labour, I could do any damn thing and get away with it.
All right, Dave. You got a couple seconds because we're going to wrap it up.
You get the message, right?
No. It's not. It's 7:59 and 27 seconds. We have to stop.
Okay, all right. I go on. Yeah, I don't hold up nothing. I just speak my mind. That's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Take care.
All right. So we definitely will have to continue this into the next.
Gotta have a part 2.
Yeah, but it's a very interesting thing that I witnessed. Nobody told me I witnessed this a few years ago, but we'll talk about it when when we get into the next.
So we're gonna end the
next
live,
segment.
or we're gonna leave the live?
I think we should leave the live.
We're gonna leave the live up.
All right. So the time now in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it is now
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. And your time check was brought to you by New Haven Funeral Home.
Death is a fact of life. Even though death is a fact of life, that doesn't make it any easier. When dealing with the loss of a loved one, you may try to be strong, but it's really hard sometimes. But that's just when the experience of the staff at New Haven Funeral Home can demonstrate their compassion and help to guide your family through the difficult time. So in your time of loss, call the New Haven Funeral Home at 457-1830 or 458-1467 or email newhavenfuneralhome@gmail.com. New Haven Funeral Home, SVG's preferred funeral home.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and you can find the season's best at Quartz. Get the best brands, the best prices, and more. Save 25% on select items. Shop today with no cash and pay absolutely nothing until March 2024. Plus, stay protected for up to 4 years with Super Shield extended warranty. The season's best is at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply. Offer available until December 30th, 2023.
That could have been you. An accident that could have been avoided because your tires had almost no grip on the road. Safety is a factor that should never be overlooked when it comes to your car or whatever you drive. SVG Tire Sales and Services in Falls Avenue and in Arnisvale carries a wide selection of quality new tires to fit any car, truck, minibus, or SUV, so you can experience a comfortable and safe commute every time. We are agents for the world's most reliable brands on and off the road, including Kenda Tires, the king of the mountain, Cooper Tires, king of the road and track, Ostone, the king of the outback, and High Fly, the king of the Asian highway. We also carry new tires for light or heavy-duty trucks from MRF, High Fly, and Linglong. A reliable set of new tires keep you, your passengers, and your payload always in the safe lane. So when you need quality tires with reliability at 100%, choose SVG Tire Sales and Services in Kingstown, 457-1467, or in Arnisvale, 456-6444. SVG Tire Sales and Services. Performance and reliability proven when the rubber meets the road.
General Hardware has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And now, get the same low prices on all your light hardware needs. This holiday season, get 20% off all paints, windows, and doors at General Hardware Supplies. That's the lowest price anywhere in SVG. So this Christmas, come to General Hardware at Arnisvale for all your painting, building, and light hardware needs. Cause nobody beats the General with this massive 20% off paints, windows, and doors. Bring the colors of the world into your home with Kaleidoscope paints. Now available at General Hardware Supplies.
That's the sound of your animals. Strong, healthy, and delivering yields you love. That didn't just happen. It began with you feeding them only the best. East Caribbean Feeds. Rest assured, we only produce your feeds with premium ingredients. No hormones, no animal byproducts. Just everything your animal needs for maximum nutrition. Because your animals deserve only the best. East Caribbean Feeds from Maximum Nutrition.
This holiday season flows your trusted guide with giveaways and cash to spread far and wide. Whatever 150,000 you heard right. This Christmas is on us, so you can go wild. Appliances for your home, laptop for the phone, shopping sprees and cash galore. We're covering your holidays with joy for sure, cause when you are with Flow, you win more.
Flow wants you to know this Christmas is on us. Win over $150,000 in cash and prizes when you sign up, bundle up, switch up, pay up, top up, or activate a combo plan. Every day is a grand giveaway. Prizes include shopping sprees, appliances, ham, wine, and cold hard cash. This Christmas is on us. Visit in store or online today at discoverflow.co for more information. Terms and conditions apply.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
Activated Mornings on WeFM 99.9 is on now.
And it is now 5 minutes past the hour of 8, and we are back with Activated Mornings this morning. But before we get into our discussion, you have something you want to give away?
Yes. I was like, what are we doing? I forgot about that for a split moment. All right. So this morning we're going to give away a gift basket. Compliments Facey Trading. They're located in Glen. I don't even know where Glen starts from Caliacom, to be honest. But let's say Glen. All right. Good morning to the staff of Facey Trading. Thank you so much for listening all the time. All right. Awesome. So the gift basket has Giggles diapers, toilet tissue, America Fresh dishwashing liquid, and more. And the question is, how many? It's real easy. How many days does WeFM have their giveaways for? So it's X amount of days giveaways from WeFM. How many days? 457-9997 is the number to call for your chance to win. Calls, give us the right answer. Let's get moving. Or you could even WhatsApp call us or WhatsApp message us. And yeah, let's go. Gift basket from Facey Trading.
Yeah, the number to call once more is 457-9997. Also the number to WhatsApp, which you can also WhatsApp call 457-9997. What's the question? What's the question?
Oh, sorry. How many days giveaways does WeFM are participating in? So this promo here is for how many days? Very easy.
Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. How many days?
How many days? Come on, people.
You see, I need to really start stepping out of the studio. I'm making these calls and win these things.
Today? No, not today.
I need a pseudonym. No, that's not a pseudonym. Pseudonym is writing. What is that?
An alias?
An alias. I need an alias.
Like, Vincent Chance is coming with the funniest set of aliases, yeah? Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Just going to make a guess. 10 days?
Oh, wow. That's
You're a good
a
guesser.
very good guess.
So, you want to guess the lotto numbers for me too?
Yeah, next time Super 6 star. Yeah, next time Super 6 star.
She
Send
will
me your
guess
number,
them for
please.
herself. So, the number you're calling from is your number, right?
Yes, please.
All right. Congratulations. Wait, boy. Take a 944. Congratulations. May I have your name, please?
Veronique Stevenson.
Veronique.
VERONIQUE. Stevenson. STEVESON.
Oh, you're on the V.
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
STEVESON.
Not PH. All right. So you're going to collect in Kingstown, Williams Electronics office. It's in First St. Vincent Bank Limited's building, right? You know where Century Insurance is?
Yes. Is it by Williams building?
Williams Electronics office in Kingstown. It's in the First St. Vincent Bank building.
You mean WeFM? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you go upstairs, last door on your right. But you're going to collect on Thursday, anytime from 10 o'clock.
Thursday?
Yes, Thursday, tomorrow. All right. Don't forget to walk with your ID. All right. Take care. Have a good season.
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye.
Fun fact. You know where those names like Stevenson, Robertson, and those names come from?
Somebody daddy.
Yeah, that's how they used to identify people. Oh, you're Christal's son. So that becomes your surname.
Should have a surname.
That's very interesting.
Oh, I know. I was just being funny though when I said somebody daddy.
Really? Yeah, but no, that's it. That sound like Mason and Baker. They come from your profession. So you're Ari the Baker, Ari Baker. Like, surnames are funny to me.
Christal host.
Yes, Christal host from a family of hosts. Like, Christal of Madsen. But yeah, back to the story, right? Before we go back into the parliament talk. I remember it was 2014 or 2016 that I attended a party in Beckwith during Easter. And it was one of those quote-unquote bougie parties, as people call them, because those were the more expensive parties.
It's bougie, not people will call it.
Quote-unquote.
You don't want people knowing let's go bougie thing.
Quote-unquote. And 3 different groups of people got in disagreements there. But the kind of people that it wasn't going to escalate into anything. It was just like people shouting and whatever. And there was one police officer present. He was young. He was in Black Squad. And he panicked and took out his gun and fired it. And I was standing in the party watching this happen. Now, if it is that he had hit someone, and homicide is the unlawful killing of someone else, would we then say that, because it's the police, it's not a homicide?
No. It's murder. Murder is the term that we were saying. Right? So homicides would include all of them, which is murder and manslaughter. Homicide is illegal killing.
But is that not an illegal killing?
Right. So it will count as a homicide. So within the 52, there were 4 that were at the hands of the police. It is still a homicide, but I didn't count them in the figure. That we were looking at.
I brought it up because that's what people usually say. If the police do it, you can't count it into. But I think it's in the special cases, they are not considered because it was a lawful killing. You understand what I'm trying to say? In the circumstance you described, but generally people would say, okay, if the police did it, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count as I don't think it counts as a murder.
Yeah.
But it counts as a homicide.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Not really, but
all right, never mind. Back to grass stacks.
So they don't count it. Okay.
Yeah. So outside of that important piece of information that the PM pointed out, well, we didn't even get to state your opinion. You were saying that it's still bad.
Any which way you look at it, 13 arrests out of a total of, it's 52 homicides, but I'm not counting 4, right? You have 18 pickups on suspicion. That leaves you with roughly 17 of them outstanding with either insufficient information to pick up somebody in question or insufficient information to charge somebody. I think if you had sufficient information, you would charge somebody by now. Now, something else to consider, right, is the possibility that somebody who is suspected and they have reasonable information to make an arrest has already died. Whether by natural or by homicide.
And we have had that. If we were to go through the homicides, we have had that this year.
Yeah. This person was shot at some time ago. XYZ, somebody, because they've been talking about reprisal killings. So could it be also why the figure is so low and why we have so many cold cases? The world may never know.
That's a good perspective.
Now I feel like taking back maybe 13 is a good number considering, but the police are the ones who would be able to know, but may not be able to say whether or not we should worry about the 13 arrests so far. Just had to sit here and wonder and pay light and water bill.
All right, so somebody there saying on WhatsApp that homicide is the killing of one person. And another, so what I said about unlawful or illegal has no place in the meaning. So then what is murder?
Intent.
So without intent, it's not murder.
So homicide, let me go to explain it properly, right? Because I don't want to, with my homicide, the killing of one person by another, right? Murder, the unlawful premeditated killing of one human being by another. That is murder. So there is intent. So let's now look at manslaughter. The crime of killing of a human being without malice aforethought or in circumstances not amounting to murder. So, right, we're going good. Homicide is the umbrella term for any killing.
You are correct. So
then it splits now into, was there intent to kill or was it, by the way, or an accident per se? In the, whatever's happening, does the person end up dying? So that is manslaughter. If you knock down somebody and the person dies, manslaughter, right? Murder is if you're going after that person to mess or mash them up and they end up
All right.
dying.
So, my point I wanted to get across is the same, but the terminology was wrong.
Okay, yeah, I believe
So, what I was trying to say is, in these cases, where you said you won't count the 4 because they were done by police officers.
Right. So
I'm saying that's
know.
what people generally say, right? That if police officer did it, then it is not an unlawful killing. So it is not murder. But what I'm saying is, in certain situations, it is an unlawful killing by police officers. But I would prefer it if it was that you were saying, in this situation, this was not the case. Does that make sense?
I think
now?
I'm understanding it more as murder's intent.
Yes.
So are they using the police to cover their ill intent?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that is the case sometimes. So that's why I don't like hearing, okay, if the police did it, then it can't be murder. Yeah. But
I think in those cases you have to look at the circumstances that led
Yes.
up to,
Yes,
and
yes,
then the
yes,
police
yes.
would make their assertion.
Yes.
Whether or not it was manslaughter or murder.
Now, my opinion, counting what Christal said as well, I do still believe that 18 is a very low number. Because if it is that we're duplicating, or if it is that some people have
What number are you referring to there?
The arrested and released.
Oh, okay.
I do think that I don't think that these criminals are like criminal masterminds. I don't think that they're elevated at what they're doing, whereas the murder is so clean that the police are having such difficulty bringing charges. But the PM rightfully said that you need to prove itself in court. And I think that's the main issue, gathering evidence. And I think that's why they keep asking, stop sheltering criminals, testify. But that's a whole other conversation where we talk about how people feel about confidentiality and all those things. So all these things come into play. But I really do wish we had a higher conviction rate, rightful conviction rate in terms of these murders. At least.
But when you say rightful, what do you mean?
No, I mean, I can't just say conviction rate because sometimes people get convicted wrongfully.
How do you know who's a wrongful conviction from who is not?
And that's the thing. We could only hope.
Right, so
We could only
you're
hope.
basing it on hope.
We could only hope.
I will stick at conviction.
Nah, because not every
Because
conviction is rightful.
The what is the assumption is that those who are convicted are actually guilty of the offense, but when they go court, is who could prove what. But if you not been there, name not go call.
I don't believe in that. I've seen enough cases in my life to know that there are actually some people that are wrongfully convicted, that actually in the wrong place at the wrong time. There are people that are framed. These are things you have to consider. But I don't want to get too carried away. But yeah, that's my opinion on that. I do want us. Okay.
Sorry.
The headphone.
No. Oh.
Yeah.
As in, after your point, we'll get to some comments. That's what I meant. Okay, so homicide is actually the death of someone by the hands of someone else. The word
that's
I
what I
used,
was reading.
right? Oh, right.
Yeah.
But it's that there are different types of homicide, and there are different levels of murder too. Well, yes, there are different levels of types of homicides. And that's why the terms unlawful and illegal have no place. Still homicide regardless of who did it. Everything is perspective. 18 might sound low, but what people don't look at is the burden of proof.
Yeah, that's what
is
I
on
was
the
saying.
prosecutor. Getting convictions in these cases are extremely difficult.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. So they are all speaking about America. We have policemen treating black people like how they do in America. Here's another one. Good morning. I live in the US, and the only way police officers can kill someone, and it is justifiable. The police life has to be in danger. I agree to this. I agree to a great degree with Ari. Big up yourself, Straker. Big up yourself, Demon. Is it Demon or Demon?
I was wondering that when I see the name. Is it Demon or Demon?
Demon. Demon.
Should put an accent, Demon.
Demon. Anyways, my French ain't really that good,
Now, concerning the video, do we have the video?
Well, I didn't even get to put in the thing because
maybe we could just go back to ancient times and play it.
Play the audio.
And play the audio.
Yeah, send it to the thing and play the audio. It's so ancient.
No, I mean, we just play it from a phone.
No.
Okay.
Send it here.
Okay. Let me send it there
here.
quickly so it
All
can
right.
be played. You're right. That is better quality.
Good morning. Welcome to Activated Mornings. If you're just joining us, your host this morning, Ari, and yours truly, Christal. The number to WhatsApp is 4579997. Number to call also 4579997. And we are live on Facebook and YouTube at WEFM99SBG. There were some comments on Facebook when that cop nailed on that man deck and he died. Was his life in danger?
But that's America.
George Floyd.
And big up Tony and the
Bissett. Big up to St. Lucia. Good morning to Bagger as well. Good morning to Winston. All these police need you'd send it?
Yeah, I'm sending.
Okay, so every time Parliament happens, there's always some bassa, something that goes trending before the actual news that what people are discussing that actually impacts our lives and livelihoods. And here it is that another one has popped up. For the people in East St. George, y'all properly, I am not happy that y'all bring this. I said it already and I will say it again. Y'all bring out bad behavior out East St. George. When I'm home doing work all day down, they cussing in Parliament. But anyways, the cussing is normally just a couple seconds. So here goes. Y'all will take a listen.
I'm obliged.
No other work. Much trouble.
Supplementary, Madam
Supplementary,
Speaker.
yes.
I should say that.
You like to talk about Miss Nipple Piercing, eh? Well, I have. Yeah, I know. I have a question in the future for you, though. On the causes of rape in this country. I'm sure you'll have a fulsome answer.
Madam Speaker, I have a fulsome answer on rape.
Right.
And I also know that the honourable member will have a fulsome answer of a teacher interfering young girls.
Supplementary.
You would know about that, wouldn't you?
Supplementary question, honorable
Yes.
member.
Yeah, spicy. So that real spicy, you know, boy. That real spicy.
When I heard that, my eye popped open, boy.
That's wing and chips are spicy.
I don't know how it went back in my head.
Richie's need that sauce. How that sauce spicy?
That's wild.
No. My opinion on that exchange is: are we as a society or as media holding leaders accountable? Because I'm pretty sure we know about the two instances they're talking about there, where the PM was accused of rape and where Bramble himself was accused of interfering with students. Yesterday we were talking about certain things that seem to be just brushed under the rug and we move forward with it. Maybe you have your comment here and there, but nothing really coming out of it. So my question is, are we holding our leaders accountable? Are journalists investigating these accusations, these claims? Are police investigating these accusations, these claims? Or would they just be casually brought up in Parliament and persons like, oh my God, he said that. Oh yeah, and I believe he did this, or I believe he did that. And then we move on with our lives. But these are our leaders. These are the lawmakers. These are the persons in charge of making policies. Can we continue to ignore things like that?
This one is very heavy. Let me start off by saying that in terms of accountability, once anybody is guilty of an offense, I think they should be held accountable for those actions, right? Whether it's by word or whether it's by deed. The thought there, that's between them and God, or them and their God, their conscience or whatever. In terms of the entire country and the media holding them accountable, you see that one, not being specific to what they were talking about in Parliament, but there are instances where people are wrongly accused of ill doing. I'm not saying that this is the case. I'm just saying that there are instances where people are accused of wrongdoing, right? And then sometimes people's reputation tarnished because of that rumor or that gossip. Now, in terms of holding somebody accountable, the first person should be the accused, the perpetrator of the act, right? That's the first person who's responsible for holding themselves accountable. The second person, I think, is the abused or the victim. He or she has to now go to the police, file a report, and follow through with it to the very end, barring any outside influences, right? Whether it is political, whether it is from the perpetrator themselves, because, you know, sometimes in some cases we have heard of people being offered money and other benefits to keep quiet, right? He or she has to follow through right through to the end. If he or she does not do that, it is very difficult for the ordinary man to hold somebody accountable for something that they were not there to witness, but they believe wholeheartedly is true because of what they have heard without a conviction in court. And in court, everything will come out. On the streets, things will come out, but in between there, you're going to get a bit of mistruth. I think it's a very difficult position to put people in based on rumors, personal beliefs, political biases, and the list goes on and on and on. Right?
Okay. But what about situations where they are true? Not saying it's this situation, but what if? Because we know, I'm pretty sure we could think of different persons outside of PM and Bramble who have been accused on both sides, because it's not about politics. It's about persons in positions of leadership. I'm pretty sure, just sitting here, we could think of matters that has come up that it seems, based on evidence, that this might have really happened. There are situations where it's been in international news that this situation has happened with little to no repercussions.
Right. So the thing that you said there, it seems, right? Me, the ordinary man, me na been there, me na know. So I am going off of hearsay, and I cannot form, or I should not form, a concrete, you did it, you didn't do it, based on it seems. There has to be conviction.
And Christal, that is why I said, not just the public, the media and the police as well.
Yeah, but if somebody says, I was raped by XYZ, and it starts off as a rumor, can the police, or should the police just get up and say, you come here, I'm going to encourage you, or I'm going to pick up that person for a crime that somebody else said they did. The person has to go to the police. That's how it works.
But somebody said, go to the police and file a report and say, hey, this person did this to me.
That is the point I am making. If the person does not file the report, then what can the police do? That's why if a witness falls out, or the accuser says, Nabada, the case is done with.
And that's why, in my opinion, it's twofold, right? If that is the case, then it's, as a journalist, well, I don't cast myself an investigative journalist, but as an investigative journalist, you then investigate, you look into it, you bring the truth to light. And that's what journalists have been doing from the beginning of time. That is how the information about the Vatican touching little children came across. That's how Watergate came out. That's how all of these big scandals come out. Investigative journalism. And then the police do their work after that. So what I'm asking is, are we continuing to ignore situations? Or are we going to, at some point, start holding people in positions of leadership accountable? You're right. It is a heavy thing, because we need proof. We need proof. We need concrete proof.
The court needs proof, and the victims, or the alleged victims, if it is that it is true, these things are true, they have to muster up the strength to go before the court, and they now have to not accept any possible bribes if it is that there are instances where bribes are passed or offered, you cannot and should not accept these bribes. But a lot of people, they don't want to go through the vigors of the public shaming, because when you see people you like get in trouble, ain't nothing in this world they could do that is wrong in your eyes, and they're gonna get public shaming. Right? In such a small society, do people want to go through that? Do people want to go through the vigors of, especially in political sphere, of the opposing political party or supporters taking up their cause because it is political and because they can score points against the opposing political party? Do you want to be used as there's a term when you're being used, a scapegoat, a political scapegoat?
You see, look at this comment, right? Someone says on WhatsApp, Ari Careful, another popular morning radio host, was talking bad about the PM, and someone cut his brakes. Two things. Am I talking bad about the PM?
Are we talking about something that happened in Parliament?
Second thing, if it is that something happened and we're discussing it, and I need to be quiet of fear of something or threat on my life, or something might happen to me, then what does that say?
Either one, that things have happened before, and there is a possibility, or two, that fear, they see a fear is another thing, boy. How's the time now? 8:31.
Yeah, it's 8:31. We need to take a break.
But there's quite a bit more that can be said about this, and let me just conclude this segment here by saying, I have had in my time as a radio host instances where, like, women have been abused sexually, and it got out into the media. They have done their reporting, they have done their investigating, they have made and created stories, and for whatever reason, it's not always the woman's fault, because a lot of things can be going through the woman's mind. She pulls away from going further. It is very difficult to be in a position where you want the best for somebody and you want a perpetrator to be held accountable, because it's probably not just them, it's others as well. And we need to continue setting examples so that other men and women can see that this is not something that we as a society will take lightly. This is not something that we are comfortable with, and this is completely unacceptable morally and legally. But if the woman is put in a position where it is just too emotionally draining to continue, then how could I best help her and other women? It's difficult. It's a difficult position to be in. Anyways, there we go.
Yeah, but let's hope in the future that maybe.
That's another good point there.
What?
Right? If the investigative journalist contacts the alleged victim and he or she does not want to speak.
No, she's saying, or he or she is saying, in an alleged rape case where the victim falls out, how does an investigative journalist do that job? No, then you're not reporting on if I'm reporting on what happened and I have that person, their account of the situation, their account of what happened, it reaches to court and they fall out, then in court, there's only so much you can do. But I think it depends on the legal system as well. Because if it is that I have a recording of your testimony as a journalist, can the court subpoena that recording and use that as a testimony if the victim decides they're not going to testify?
I don't think they continue. I don't think so. Because I had asked a question a couple years ago, and I feel the same way about it, and I don't think they continue.
But Let's just hope. Let's just hope going
It's not a
forward.
crime against the state. It's a
We're
crime
not
against
accusing anybody of doing anything or anything like that. We're just saying going forward. If you can casually say, okay, this person did that or this person did this, at what point do we start holding people accountable? At what point do we try to find out what the truth is?
You know too, right? If you look at the wording for these parliamentarians,
They're lawyers. They know how they word anything. They know how they word it.
They did not say, I am accusing
you.
you.
I'm not saying you're this and I'm not saying you're this.
They say, you could speak too.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, if I were an officer in that parliament, my jaw would have been on the ground floor.
Listen, when I heard this thing, I was like, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Y'all couldn't stick to the jeans pants tight thing.
And the nipple pierce.
Well, that's how the thing start out.
But yeah, we had to put an end to this. And coming up next, we are talking prison concert. So we'll be back.
So those
shortly.
who were held accountable.
Oh Lord.
Let's talk about them now.
Yeah, let's talk about them now.
Sparrows, rum of pure sophistication. Sparrows, rum, age to perfection.